In the past 2 weeks, there's been a lot of drama surrounding Ludwig and those associated with him over a few events like his Burial Cart event and now statements he's made on his stream, and why it's really been bringing up a lot of troubling and controversial moments. But I don't think it is the serious end of Ludwig's career or some sign that he's a terrible person or terrible friend like some creators that I've seen online seem to think it is. But we'll get into that today, and we'll kind of get into what all is going on too. So let's just hop into it. Now, if you don't know by now, Mango is the main centerpiece of the first part of the drama, and Mango is a Melee legend at this point. There's no real need to introduce him in the Melee community, but he is also a pretty somewhat popular streamer, and he was at Ludwig's Burial contest. He's known for drinking a lot of alcohol, playing a lot of Nintendo games, mainly Melee, but also Mario Kart and other games along those varieties. So of course Ludwig's going to invite his friend. He's going to say this is the perfect event for Mango to come to and just enjoy. But what happened at the event was apparently Mango got a little too inebriated. He drank too much and he made sexually harassing advances towards a few women, Maya, Extra Emily, and Senna. It made them very uncomfortable. It brought a lot of attention from other creators. I know I saw Valkyrie talk about it in person on a stream, saying that he was very drunk, and Ludwig dismissed it, saying, oh, he's a tank, he's a monster, he can drink a lot. And that's kind of where this all stemmed from. It's from that event 2 weeks ago.
That is my go.
Hey everybody! Mango just blew a .32!
To be clear, that is dangerous. That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
Now, as you saw in that clip, it basically had Ludwig and other streamers talking about how Mango had just blown a record high BAC, which is certainly not good because that high of BAC, as they talk about in the video, it's very close away from being a deadly level of blood alcohol content. And so hyping it up certainly isn't the right way. Obviously, they were talking about on stream later. They said that it's not very accurate, and when you drink a lot really quickly, your BAC is going to be higher than it will actually be eventually when it dilutes down. But that's not a good enough excuse in my opinion. However, that being said, they're making it sound like this is the death wish. This person says that Ludwig failed Mango as a friend, and maybe to an extent you can see it as that way, that Ludwig's kind of a bad friend for the aftermath of what happened. But at some point, these people are content creators. Content creators need to make content to keep being successful and keep making a living and supporting people that they love and care about. So to say that Ludwig failed him as a friend, it's a big step to take, because Mango failed himself by getting as inebriated as he did, not being able to control himself, and just making those advances towards the three streamers. It's like a snake eating its own tail. In this case, Ludwig really couldn't have won unless he came with the right apology or the right way to handle this. And as you see on the screen, this is actually Mango's wife tweeting out here saying that Ludwig is a bad person, and he's trying to blame Mango for being drunk when it was Ludwig's idea to bring him on and having power trips, and he's a bad friend and whatnot. But eventually she did actually take back these statements, saying that no one told her that Mango made these weird movements, these weird sexually advancing acts to, Senna, Extra Emily, and Maya. And so she took it back eventually, but a lot of the times these channels will take what they said, take what she said, and roll with it. And it's a little disingenuous. It's not fair to Ludwig here, because again, at some point, yes, maybe you did invite your friend, and maybe you did hype him up for drinking a lot and encourage him to drink a lot. But what else, what more can you expect a grown man to do, make another grown man do? You have to have some personal responsibility. Mango is certainly trying to make up for it. Now he's trying to go on he's trying to get free of alcohol. He's trying to make himself better, go to rehab, which is very good for him. But unfortunately it did happen, and Mango looks very bad, and Ludwig looks pretty bad too for hosting him and having him drink as much and hyping him up for it. And as we see here in this tweet from Dextero, it says that Mango said he was going to reevaluate his relationship with alcohol after the incident on the 22nd of June, and that he's ready to accept any consequences, which he did. He got dropped from Cloud9. He is probably not going to be in any more competitive Melee scenes. His streaming career is, we don't know what's going to be like in the future, but it's good to know that he is trying to better himself. I've seen that he's already removed himself from alcohol from a number of days, which is good for him. That's great to hear. Now, the comments under this tweet, they're very divisive. A lot of say, oh, Mango failed himself. He's a grown-ass man. Or Ludwig failed him as a terrible friend. He knew what Mango had an addiction with alcohol, and he still brought him on, and it still happened under his watch at his events, which there's like a yes happens. Mango did fail himself. He is an alcoholic, and he shouldn't have like thrusted towards Maya and extra Emily. That's pushing it, you know? At some point you have to say, wow, that's just weird, man. I don't think Mango is. I've seen a couple of his streams. He's not like that for the most part, but man, when he's on the hooch, when he's on that alcohol, man, it's just different man. And then some people are saying it's Ludwig's fault because when you invite a known alcoholic to a Beerio card event, an alcoholic event, and say, oh yeah, he pre-gamed, he had some beers before this event too, you kind of have to expect that he might not be the picture perfect ideal of someone you want on a stream. Someone who's inebriated is usually not someone you want talking on content if they're at that stage of inebriation. So yes, there is a fault to be blamed at Ludwig here, saying that you shouldn't have brought Mango. But he, again, like I said, he's a content creator. He needs content. And all these streamers, for the most part, they liked Mango. This, from what I understand, is probably the first time that this has happened with Mango. So who is to expect it? How are they supposed to know this was going to happen? You can't be an oracle and a sightseer at Ludwig and be like, if I invite Mango, he's going to sexually harass women and my friends, streamer friends, Ludwig streamer friends, right? At my event. You can't foresee that. So Ludwig did eventually ban Mango afterwards from ever like any more of his events, but that only divided the community even more. Another thing that happened to Mango following this event was his ban on Twitch. Now, at this point, I don't know if he's been unbanned or not, and I believe at some point he will be unbanned if he's not already. It's kind of par for the course following what happened.
But I do think Iddubbbz posting the content cop was one of the dumbest moves ever. Straight up. It was not considerate of how many other people would be dragged into the situation who don't give a fuck and just want to fight. You know, make that video when Creator Clash isn't happening, I would say.
And the second part of all this drama recently, very recently as well, is comments that Ludwig made about the Creator Clash event hosted by Iddubbbz, or was hosted by Iddubbbz at some point, and why that the content cop was bad for the event and shouldn't have really happened, and should have waited till after so he didn't drag more people in than should have been. Which invites a lot of maybe unwanted attention on his end from other streamers and creators that would really like to maybe weaponize this statement or take it in a different way than Ludwig initially intended to. And because of that, and the responses from these creators, a lot of his community, and not even necessarily his community, but the general audience is really starting to turn on Ludwig and try to say that he is super corporate, super greedy, and he's no longer the fun-loving streamer that we all love, and he's just gone corporate, right? Now, the second part of the drama really flares up from Ludwig's recent comments about Iddubbbz event Creator Clash, and how the content cop probably sank Creator Clash because, if you don't know, it was just canceled in the past 2 days. This really rubbed people the wrong way. People didn't like the comments he made, and he thought that making these comments was a little bad faith because Iddubbbz didn't rope people in making the content cop, and saying that he should have waited till after the Creator Clash event isn't like some good thing to do, because people say that Iddubbbz made good takes. Personally, I also agree. Some of his takes might have been good. Another issue people take upon this is that no, this event was already selling way less tickets, and the content cop didn't necessarily make it any worse. It just stayed about the same where it was. Creator Clash also suffered because Ethan Klein and a lot of his orbiters and people that support Ethan Klein really targeted the content cop and the Creator Clash and those who were going to fight in the Creator Clash, making it effectively impossible for it to run this year. So it was kind of a likely outcome that Creator Clash wasn't going to get canceled. And to see Ludwig's comments on this, people were very upset, saying he was disingenuous and that it's a dumb take, and he's empowering, like, say, Ethan Klein and others on that side. As you'll see, there's a few more that said something. He's empowering these people to say that they can say whatever they want and they can get it done. And people will agree. The streamers will have sentimental agreement with them. And as you see on the screen, it's H3H3's or Ethan Klein's response to the clip, the 1 minute clip from Ludwig saying, "Thank you, Ludwig. Appreciate your willingness to say it like it is, even if you catch shit for it. You've already defended me more than Ian and Aisa." And that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I don't know Ludwig personally, but I can almost guarantee he was not trying to feed into whatever drama narrative was between Ethan Klein and Iddubbbz or Hassan, you know. He's not trying to feed into that necessarily. It was just a statement said from one businessman in the content creator scene to another, saying that if you wanted to post something controversial, you should have waited till after the charity event so it wouldn't get nuked and wouldn't get canceled like it did. And so Ethan Klein is taking any opportunity he can to spend it to say that, oh yeah, Ludwig supports us, so why don't you guys support us too? The content cop was dumb and don't listen to it and whatnot. That's probably not what he meant to say, but a lot of people just don't read beyond the surface level, or they'll see it and say, wow, so Ludwig basically is like supporting Ethan Klein, and it's like, I don't think so. Again, I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem like it. Now, I probably won't show this clip because there are rumors that like Yeet or other reaction channels and pages, they'll strike you, and I know it's probably not a worry for me because I'm not like a large channel, but even as a channel nonetheless, I'd rather not have that risk taken. So I'm not going to play the video. I'll just read the content of the tweet saying, Asmongold calls parts of Twitter that are calling out Ludwig, saying they need to stop and just let Ludwig have more, quote, based takes. He says, quote, "You're going to get people to hate your cause. Happening already. Nobody wants to listen. Entire ecosystem built around lying about a person. So annoying." Asmongold called someone or called a group of people annoying. Can we just take the irony of that moment for a second? Okay, we taking it for a second? Okay. Asmongold has absolutely no right to call anyone else annoying because as of recently, he has probably been the most annoying groiper in the streaming world. He's a grifter, a true to form grifter to make more money or to get more impressions. And it's a little more hypocritical that he's talking like, oh, we need more based Lud takes. And people are going to hate you for saying the truth or whatnot. When objectively, again, he's trying to spin what Ludwig said to a different context than what Ludwig probably meant. Ludwig was never probably talking about Ian's political or the actual messages of the video. What he was talking about more is it was a bad time to release a controversial video like a content cop. When just months away you had creator clash and you had so many streamers, you had people paying real thousands of dollars just to get ready and train, just to have it cancel and not be able to refund their money. So that's the basis of the argument there, and I don't think it's fair that Ludwig is getting a lot of hate for that in a sense, because he's not technically wrong, but he is wrong because it shouldn't matter. Ian should be able to post whatever he wants. And I'll end the video scrolling through Twitter, showing you when you search up Ludwig, what you're gonna find. As soon as you do it, you have Ludwig here at the top and your people. And once you go down, you're gonna see a lot of takes. You're gonna say Ludwig drifting middle ground, getting a bad take. Yeah, you're going to get Ludwig bad takes more often recently. You're going to get all these things talking bad about Ludwig because, again, drama sells, hate sells. But I don't know. To me, I don't think this is like a career ending, right? Can I say that? It's not career ending, but Ludwig's got to tighten up a little. He's got to tighten up a little. You need to get a script for certain things, maybe a little script. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, another bit of the drama comes from like the Stop Killing Games initiative, but I don't think Ludwig's against Stop Killing Games. So, you know, maybe. Who knows? But that's going to end this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, want to see more, subscribe down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.